Welcome to our Huawei Core Network Innovation Lab. Today I'd like to introduce the IoT Smart Home solution, but also just a brief introduction of our Innovation Lab. We have Communications Reloaded section, which is focused on NFV and VoLTE solutions, also V over Wi-Fi. We have the Fixed Network Modernization section. Also we have the Network Capability Exposure section, which is focused on Capability as a Service, CaaS. And finally, we have the IoT Smart Home Solution Center. Home is a big part of everyone's life, and just like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the smart home has different solutions for different levels of need. We have security, which corresponds to safety. We have energy savings and management, which would correspond to esteem and belonging, part of a green environment. And finally, we have personality, which is customization of our smart home. Okay, before we get started on our smart home demos, I'd like to introduce Ms. Goshen, who's our director here at the Smart Home Innovation Center. So what we want to show now, she has in her hand a smartphone, and the smartphone has an application running on it, which is our Smart Home app. And we can see it in the background as well. So here we go. And we can choose two different modes. We have home mode when we're at home. You can go ahead and select that. And here we can see different, what we call one-button controls. This is for customizing or personalizing our home. So we can turn all the devices on, or we can go into a reading mode where the home is set up for reading, or a movie mode where we turn on the TV and turn down the lights and we're ready to watch movies. But first, before we go to that, we'll go to the away mode. Thank you. And for away mode, we have a one button to turn all the devices in the home off, which they already are. And also we have a capability to detect any type of intrusion alarm. So we have an IP camera set up in the home, and it can also sense motion detection. So we'll go ahead and do a demo where we have an intrusion.
Okay, now I'm not at home, and if someone enters into the yard, I will get a notice. Yes, okay, I see. Yeah, there is someone entering my yard. If someone I know, I will just ignore it. If I don't know this person, I just check who is him. Okay, now you can see. I call the camera and I can see who is in my yard, and I can control the camera. Yeah. Yeah. Up and down and left and right to control the camera. Yeah. Here we show our video recognition technologies, but it's not only for the smart home, and also for some enterprises scenarios, like the securities, industry securities, like the smart city, and like the high-speed kiosk. These kind of scenarios will be more widely used. Now we're back home, and this is my house, and I will show you the facial recognition system for the keyless entry. Now you can see I don't have any key, and my face has already recorded in this camera, and I'm just standing there, okay, to let the camera to recognize my face. And after a few seconds, you may see the door will be unlocked. Okay. This is my house. Welcome, David. So you may see now the curtain is open and the blind is turned up and all the light is turned on. Okay. Okay, now this is the house. We see. Okay. Okay, David. You can see this is our smart home, and here we will show you some smart home automation examples. And you can see here, it's movie and it's reading mode, and which one you want to prefer to have a look?
Let's try reading mode.
Okay.
Just press this button. Okay. Okay, so it looks like the lights came on, and now we have some nice music. Maybe some reading.
Yes, this is the reading mode.
Okay.
And also you can try the movie mode.
Okay, so I'll try movie mode. Press this button.
Yes.
Okay. So it looks like the blinds are coming down, the curtains are closing.
Because we are going to watch the movie.
Okay.
You can see all the light is turned off and the curtain is turned off, and the TV also will be start.
Very good. Now that we've seen some of these smart home demos, let's take a look at the Huawei overall strategy for IoT. We call it 1 + 2 + 1, which means one IoT platform to support all the different vertical applications like transportation, oil and gas, smart grid, telco, and of course smart home, which we've just seen. This one platform also supports 2 access modes going down into the devices. Wireless, which can include 2G, 3G, 4G LTE, and also NB-IoT going forward. Also for fixed network, we support copper, cable, and fiber to the home. So both types of access, wireless and fixed, are supported. Finally, we have the LightOS specification, which is developed by Huawei and open source to the industry to help enable development of terminals and low battery consumption. Let's take a look in detail at the platform. Here we have a unified IoT platform, and again, it's supporting different vertical industries. Smart home, which we've seen demos of, connected car, e-health, energy, and others. So one platform for multiple services. That's one of our secret sauce. The platform is divided into 2 different layers, connection management layer and service enablement. For connection management, this is where we would do the SIM card management for SIM card devices, which still there are quite a few. For example, connected car would be SIM card based, or smart meters might be SIM card based. There's asset connectivity management, device management, routing, secure and identity, and this is important both because it supports SIM and non-SIM cards. And finally, connectivity and policy control. Again, policy control is a very key differentiator for Huawei IoT platform. If we take a look at the service enablement, we've got network APIs that can provide things like position, location, etc. We've got communication APIs that can go into the IMS system, data APIs that can connect into cloud data systems for storage of video and other services. And finally, we've got service orchestration, which is a very key point to allow us to dynamically bring new services online with the quickest TTM. This is our service orchestration portal, and here we can see we have an ability to choose different vertical industries. So here we've chosen smart home, but we could also choose connected car or e-health or other vertical industries. The next place we have is sensors. So as we add new sensors into the system, this will grow, this pane. And next we have logical conditions, which can be if, then, else, and other various functions that can be defined. And then finally we have network services, which are APIs into network such as internet voice recording, SMS, etc. So what we can do is we can drag and drop different sensors, different logic, and different network services to create a new overall network service. So here we can, we've dragged a light sensor and a motion sensor. These are 2 IoT sensors in our smart home. We've made a function where they combine together, and if it's nighttime, no light, and there is motion, only then would we generate these calls into the network to make an SMS to the homeowner, make an IVR call to a third-party security company, and then to turn on the IP camera and send that to the homeowner's cell phone. So this is an example of drag and drop to create new services, so very quick time to market. So if we take a look at the overall architecture of the way the smart home would work, we have different sensors, and those sensors are then connecting into the home gateway, and the home gateway has an agent which is communicating via mobile broadband or fixed broadband into the home platform, smart home platform. Now, some devices can connect directly through their agent, their embedded agent, directly into the platform. So these would be going through 2G, 3G, or LTE, and these would be going through a home gateway and through typically fixed broadband, but it could also be mobile broadband, and then into the gateway. So that's what happens in the device side and at the home gateway side. Again, in the home platform, smart home platform, we have the connection management layer and the application enablement layer that we discussed previously. And then on top of that, we have the different application servers for different vertical industries. Here we have an example of an IoT basic starter pack, which would include home gateway, IP camera, and a very simple Zigbee-enabled device, or Z-Wave, depending on the market, which is door or window opening detection, intrusion alarm. And here we have an example of an extension pack, which would include a motion sensor, light switches, smart electric socket control, a one-button control for different automation control, and also a thermostat. And there's a vast ecosystem of different products and different sensors that are available to support the IoT smart home. So these are just some examples. We have everything from door sensors, which we discussed in the basic package, switches, power metering. Here's an example of power meter, door locks. So there's a very vast array of devices, both Zigbee and Z-Wave enabled.